Alright, check, check. I think we might be rolling here. So welcome to my very first Lumber Tycoon stream, which I'm very excited about. In fact, let me just hit the magic button here to switch over to a game. There we go. And hey everybody. Or where's he? There you go. Hey. There he goes. Alright. So in the next couple episodes of Lumber Tycoon, I want to just start fresh, like with brand new, no money, no nothing, and build ourselves up to be fully automated, loads of cash, and just having a lot of fun. But before we do that, I want to say goodbye to my current base because I won't be spending much time there for a while. So I want to show you my base, and then we'll get started and start fresh. So follow me. There it is in the background. You can kind of see it. And that logo on the side, it's more than just an R with a circle in it. There's some symbolism in that, but it's not worth going into now because that has to do with my previous Roblox username. I just changed to my new favorite, Dig Dug. So here's my base. Let's start back here at the loading dock, and I'll show you what's going on. So Lumber Tycoon, if you're not familiar with it, is a game where at the core you chop down trees, you sell trees, and you repeat. But the money you get from selling trees you can use to upgrade your lumber business. So here's my loading dock. I've got 3 trucks that can be loaded automatically, or more automagically, I suppose is a better way to say it. And I'll show you how that works in a minute. And then I have 2 little trucks that I use just for running errands and that kind of stuff. So I'll show you these trucks here when we start loading stuff, but that's the loading bay. This building here is where I store wood that I'm not going to sell probably, but I do need it for building purposes. I have a project and I'm going to need some wood to build stuff. So you'll see here in a minute the conveyors can feed this building too, and then when I'm ready for the project I can just jump in that building, throw the wood on this conveyor, and I'll fall out here onto a truck and I can take that wood wherever it needs to go. This little white building with the hardwood floors and the green windowsills is my admin building. It's got a little painting in there from the fine art shop, which hopefully we'll get to soon in one of our videos as we grow our empire. It's not done yet. There will be furniture in there and a little laptop computer and all sorts of stuff, but that's the admin building. And then over here is the work floor where the magic happens. Now I'm not in real life certainly, but here in Lumber Tycoon I'm a bit of a neat freak, so you'll see all my wiring generally straight lines, and then these things here which are measuring tools, so I can get a real sense of the volume of a block of wood. So if I'm building something, for example, that only requires 8 units of wood, I don't throw a big 20 unit hunk into it. So in my spur of the moment design here, what happened was the pinkish color tiles are on the 2, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So length, width, height, I get volume. I have a similar measuring stick over here on the chop saw. The gold just indicates that's right where the blade's going to come down, which is the 10 unit mark. So I can put a tree in here, step on the pressure plate, the blade comes down, and I know I have a 10 unit long piece of tree, which is important when you're doing things like planking, which we'll talk about in another episode too. And then here is the conveyor system. Let me scroll up here. Now by default, wood that comes in to my sawmill will travel up here and load truck 1. And if I flip this switch, it'll switch to truck 2 or truck 3. I've got a switch that'll throw it here, which is what we talked about with the holding pin. And then I have this building, which I call the vault, which is wood that I'm probably going to sell, but for some reason I can't get to it now. So I can load this building up with wood that I intend to sell, and then later jump in here, throw it on a conveyor, and it'll pop right back here and go right back out to the trucks. So loading is reasonably hands-off. I also have down here this little guy which spits the wood right out. So if I need the wood immediately, if I'm doing something, building something, I just need it right now, I can just spit it out right now. In here is my little utility closet with all the bits and pieces I'm not using, but for some reason have. And then here is where the magic happens. This is the quad saw, which I saw someone in game with it, and they turned me on to the guy that invented it, I suppose. But he's a YouTuber called Code Prime 8. You could find him also by searching for Heath Haskins. He's a lot of fun. You should definitely watch his videos. Give him the like and the subscribe. He's worth it. You'll love his stuff. But this thing is epically cool, and I'll show it to you here in a minute. So you bring a tree up here, drop it down, hit this switch. The blades come up. The chew gets treed up. Did I say that wrong? The tree gets chewed up. It's hard to hear over those blades. And then the bits and pieces fall down onto these conveyor belts, which falls down to this conveyor belt, which falls down to here, and then they take the whole trip over to the trucks. Pretty snazzy. So I'll show you real quick here, and I'll maybe get my axe out. Chop down a tree. Excellent. It's getting dark out in Lumber Tycoon land. They should name this land. I don't know if it has a name. I kind of want to upload it higher. It doesn't really matter, but there we go. Yep. Oh, come on. Now that people are watching. All right, here we go. Let's chew it up. So there they go, and out come the planks on their way to be loaded into the truck. And it's, again, reasonably hands-off. Every now and then you'll get something like this happen, and you'll have to nudge things around a little bit, but it's, believe me, it's better than the alternative, which is sitting there chopping things by hand. So yeah, the quad saw is awesome. So glad I found it, and by it I mean Code Prime's 8 video. So thank you, Code. If you, in the off chance you ever see this, thank you. And then also, when you start to, this is not the accent one, when you start to get things like gold wood or even the koa wood that sometimes is so hard that even with a good axe it's kind of a pain to sit there and chop it up, this thing just chews right through it. It's a thing of beauty. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, so let's watch these things go. I've got my little glass observation stand here, but it looks like things are moving pretty well. Sometimes you'll get clogs up here, and you'll have to come up here and direct a little bit too, but here they go, falling into the truck. Pretty snazzy. And then you just go sell it, rinse, repeat. I'm a big fan of this space. It served me really well, and all I have to do when I sell is line the truck up here, pull it back in line, and I can keep moving and keep selling. I don't know if I'll build this exact thing again when we start over, but I do dig it, so for posterity's sake I wanted to record it and remember it, and soon I'll be starting over. Although I suppose I might revisit this every now and then for fun little asides when we, I don't know, go looking for blue wood in the cave or something. We can always come back here, but I'm going to keep this one pretty short, and then we'll be back at some point, maybe even later today, for our first kind of start over. But if anyone found this video, thanks for riding along. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're going to leave a comment or something, be nice. And I hope to see you again. I'm going to try to stop this now with the magic key check it out later.